Boom! Here we are again. Same day, new show. I swear, I didn't. My clothes, I'm not wearing the same clothes a few days in a row. Hey, welcome to the show. We got a great matchup for you. It is week 5 coming up. I got three
Oh,
owners
it's
with you.
too
I got
early.
three owners here with you. We got the Gators, we got the Vipers, and we got the Rhinos. JD, I'm JD, your host, Commissioner. We got a few games for you coming up here. Starting off, the Friday night game is the 2-2 Bears facing the 3-1 Wildcats. Wildcats suffering their first loss, coming to look to bounce back. Both the Bears actually and the Wildcats both are coming off of losses. So I'm excited to see how this game goes. Vipers, how do you see the Wildcats and Bears game playing out?
I see this one as a chance for the Wildcats to take advantage of a wounded bear. I think the Bears are on the decline, and not sure if they're gonna be able to right the ship too quickly, right? And especially this week against the Wildcats, I think the Wildcats' offense is too high powered, and the Bears are still kind of trying to figure things out. So I don't think they're ready to take on this kind of offense, and it's gonna show. I think there's gonna be a like 10-point win for the Wildcats.
Okay, well, there you go. Um, yeah, can you give me a score? Tough?
Okay.
Think about a score. Rhinos. What do you got for this game? How do you see this game? What's that?
I say 34-24.
34-24. Wow. Okay. Rhinos. What? How do you see the Bears and Wildcats game playing out?
Um, I see it playing out pretty high powered. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle in the first half. I don't think I'm not sure we'll see a lot of points in the first half. We might see a touchdown or two on the Wildcat side because I know Batman and Robin there, they're wide receivers, they can light it up. But when it comes to the Bears do have a good defense. So I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for the Wildcats, but the Bears do have a nice core of cornerbacks now. Some young rookies in there, so they're going to have a lot of speed in the back end. So I think Potts and your boy Troy Jackson are going to be, irritated with the flies buzzing around. This is all the cornerbacks, all the cornerbacks buzzing around. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give it to the Wildcats solely because I think it's going to come down to game plan and personnel assignments, and I think they have the weapons to win. I don't think the Bears are there yet. I'm going with the Wildcats 24-17.
Oh wow, low scoring game. Okay. All right. So Gators. Can you think of any stats that could come out of this game, or any records that could be broken potentially with this game, or?
Uh, despite popular beliefs, I'm going for the Bears in this game. It's in their hands. What I mean most is that their offense, they haven't found an identity, and the Wildcats have not used their running game. The Bears think they should be giving up with the running game, but honestly, that's not how you make the passing game effective. Um, so, yeah, if the Bears find their passing game, I think it's in the Bears' hands to win this. The turnover difference is what tells the story, too. The Wildcats make too many mistakes, and the Bears take advantage of those mistakes. So when I look at the score, look at points per game, 33 and 7/10 for the Bears, and then we got 29 and 7/10 for the Wildcats. Geez, I'm thinking like 21, 30, 31. Yeah, maybe in 24, 30, 31. That's what I think the final score will be. I think that's going for the Bears.
For the Bears, wow, that's a big statement. So most people will probably be going for the Wildcats here, but yeah, the Bears, the Gators go for the Bears for good reason because of that turnover differential, which is a big one. Wildcats have struggled with the turnovers, and the Bears definitely know how to turn it over. Getting 4 interceptions in week 1 This could be a big bounce back game for the Bears as well, right? Your mic, your phone is going off again, Rhinos.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that.
The
I'm just
Blue.
gonna let it stop. You're there, it stop.
Okay, it's really loud. Blue Jays and the Blue Jays and Gators is the game for Saturday. The game for Saturday
Oh my god.
is a huge game. It's our week. It's our first game for the Saturday slot, and this is a revenge game from last year. It went to a tie, which some people may forgot, but this game went to a tie. So I'm excited to see the rubber match between these two players. Vipers, what do you think? How do you
Might
see
have
this game?
mentioned they.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, it's just a low scoring tie. That's all I want to say. Low scoring tie. You don't get many low scoring overtime games. Is all I'm saying.
That's for sure. So, what do you think, Vipers? How do you see this game playing out?
I could see this game being another low scoring, close game. I think after the win last week for the Blue Jays, I think they got a little bit of momentum and they might be able to carry it in and may be able to pull out this victory.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big time running game for the Blue Jays. And I think that may slow down just enough the Gators' offense to keep it close, and they might be able to pull one out. Who knows? We might get another overtime game.
Oh, imagine. Oh, my goodness.
Hold
That could happen. Absolutely could. So, Rhinos.
Hold on. I got to do a score. I'll take 24-21 in overtime for the Blue Jays.
Wow.
Jeez.
Goes to overtime and they go and they win it again by a field goal. The irony would be amazing there. So, Rhinos, give us your how you think this game's going to play out in a final score.
I think I think it's a toss up, man. I want to say Gators really bad, but I know the Jays aren't a bad team, and I think they can get it done as long as Higgins runs the ball. Ralph Dorsey is unbelievable right now, but he is going up against another streaking hot quarterback in Reeves. So it's going to be a quarterback duel. I think these guys are going to throw it up. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I want to say Blue Jays, man, but I'm just going to give it to the Gators right now. They're too good, and I think it's going to come down to like a 34-30 type of deal.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to go. I think Ralph Dorsey is going to have a big day, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Eric Reeves
I don't
is
think
going
he's going to have a game like he did last time, but I mean, he's balling out, so.
I think Eric Reeves is going to outperform him. Gators, what do you think?
This is, in my opinion, a must-win game for the Jays. If they don't win this game, they're looking to get maybe 8th spot at best, and they'll be struggling to get the 8th spot in the playoff seeding.
Yeah.
I don't want to make any predictions because I got them ahead of me. I don't want to, the gods, right? I don't want to mess that guy up. Got to keep it. The points per game is a big difference, 26.5 for the Jays for average points per game, and the Gators #1 in the league, 40.2. And not to mention the turnovers, right? That's what's going to really, hopefully, be the difference maker for the Gators.
Yeah,
but no predictions here. No prediction. It's going to be a really hot game, and all eyes are going to be on this, in my opinion.
Blue Jays,
anyway. All two.
The Blue Jays have a chance to slow down this high-powered offense, and I do think that they're going to. I think they're going to slow them down. They're not going to have a regular high-performance day that they're used to, but they are going to get away with the win. I think I'm going to agree with you on that one. I'm going to give it a 31-24 for the Gators.
Can I say?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that the reason why I picked the Blue Jays is because the last game they were against the wall, backs against the wall, 0-3 start, so it was pretty much must win.
Yeah.
Like Gator thing, again, this is a must win, you know what I mean? So like, I have them showing, you know what I mean? They're better on paper than a lot of teams, so it's time for them to start showing it, right? Like,
No, you're absolutely right.
not the season's over, I think.
Blue Jays are the playoffs come early for the Blue Jays. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the Werewolves and Vipers game. We got 3 more games to do. Werewolves and Vipers, both of these teams are coming off a win. The Vipers had a very impressive win against the Piranhas, and the Werewolves had a very impressive win against the Champions. Actually, both these teams beat the 2 teams that were in the championship game last season. So these 2 teams are really feeling good after those wins. Werewolves really surprised a lot of people, and Vipers have gotten back to where people thought they were going to be. Vipers, how do you see this game playing out? And give me a final score, please.
This is going to be a run-heavy game. I think both sides are going to be running the ball like crazy, and
Yeah.
I think it's going to be whoever can take advantage of the run game more and whoever can have a bigger day between Phil Clemens and where is it?
Darius Burke. And after this game,
That's Burke.
after this game, you're not going to forget that name. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. I see Clemens taking advantage of their 10th ranked run defense and expect a big day out of Phil Clemens. And
yeah.
I'm going to say right now, we're going to match Burke with everything he's got.
Yeah. No, I believe it. I believe it.
Final score. I say this one's going to be a high one. The first high score for the Vipers this year.
Wow.
I'm going to say 41-34.
Wow. Okay. I can agree with you on that one, that I think that this game is going to go into the 40s for both teams. I think that both teams are definitely going to score 40 points. And I could see Phil Clemens having a monster game. Rhinos, how do you see this game playing out? And do you got a final score for me?
Yeah, I think this game, like the Vipers owner was saying there, I think it's going to be a clash of the Titans with the running backs. When teams meet like this head to head, I really want to see who comes out on top, as one of the best, if not the best running back in the league. So when it comes to the Vipers, I know they have what it takes to get these wins. They won their last game. They're coming for a vengeance. They don't want to lose to the Werewolves, and I don't believe Albright's can let that happen. Now, Phil Clemens, if he has a big game, it's a wrap. But usually it'd be a wrap, but not against the Werewolves because they have a running back in Burke that's he's just as good if you ask me. But when it comes down to the overall flow of the game, I think that the Werewolves have never met these Vipers before. I don't think they know what they're getting themselves into. They just picked up Alex Campbell, who's going to really lock down, put themselves on an island back there and help out those cornerbacks. They're going to bring that total defensive rank down lower than 4th, maybe 3rd. You know what I'm saying? They got the weapons. So I think with all that's being said, I just think that the Vipers right now, too veteran, too slick, I think they're going to win this game. And I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, though. I think it's going to be 20 to, I'm going to go even 7 for the Werewolves.
Whoa. Okay, wow.
I think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be close. I think the individual play is going to be at a high level for both teams, but I don't see the Werewolves beating the Vipers right now. I think it's going to be lopsided victory. I don't know if it's going to be 20-7. Don't quote me on. It's a lopsided victory.
Wow. Okay. Well, those are big statements and actually lots of great valid points that you're making, and that's why we love having you on the show, Rhinos. But Gators, any little points that you could last little points before we move on to the next game?
I wanted to back up the Vipers owner there with mentioning the defense of the Vipers is better than the Werewolves, but I know, like, I want to think the Vipers are going to win, but I think the Werewolves are going to come through, and I think that has all to do with the play calling. I think that the Werewolves are going to be able to do the play action more often and actually get the passes off, which is going to put them further ahead in the game. They're going to rely on the run, but I think those play action passes are what's going to separate the Werewolves in getting this win. It will be a tight one, but I do think it's going to be a high-scoring one, like 48, 42, 48 type of deal. But But yeah, that's all and the only the big reason I'm rooting for the Vipers is because that defense is really great. But again, it's the offensive play call of the Werewolves. They got something there. They really do have something there in the Pittsburgh offense and the Pittsburgh defense. And the Pittsburgh defense is great against the run, despite what that record says of 10th in the league for average rushes against or rushing yards against in the league.
Right. Yeah. No,
Okay.
you're absolutely
But
right.
No, 42-48. That's what I'm thinking the game's going to finish in. Really high scoring.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you.
That run.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game for sure. Okay, let's move on to the next game. We got the next game here is the Piranhas and the Rhinos game. Big game here. It's still I can't hear your microphone, Rhinos. Your mic's out. But the Piranhas and the Rhinos game, I think it's going to be a really big game. The Piranhas coming off a loss, and the Rhinos coming with a win there, big win. I'm not too sure how this game's going to play out. My instincts want to say Piranhas, but I think the Rhinos have what it takes to slow them down and to make them play honest. But I see a big day coming out of Willie Burnsides, and I see a big day coming out of Mark Marshall. I think both these running backs are going to have really, really good days. Vipers, can you break down this game for us and tell me what you think?
I think the Rhinos are trending in the right direction. They're got a little momentum kicking here, and I think they're kind of gonna take a little bit from what the last game between the Vipers and the Piranhas defensively, and kind of come with a similar scheme. And I think they're gonna have basically a similar outcome. I think it's gonna be around the same kind of score. I could see 30-24 or 37-30 kind of deal, right? Like a 7-point win for the Rhinos.
Oh wow, man, that would be really big for the Rhinos to get 3 in a row like that, and for the Piranhas to lose 2 in a row. That would be absolutely humongous.
Like, not taking anything away from the Piranhas, I think stat-wise, I think they'll have a huge day as well. But
yeah,
I just think that the Rhinos, on paper and on the field, they're just a better team, and they're gonna come out and show the difference, right?
Yeah, I agree. Gators, how do you see this game playing out?
The Rhinos are the only team in the league where I believe I can disregard all the statistics prior to this point. All of those rankings for the season, I completely disregard. They made a lot of personnel changes, and they have been making a lot of playbook and theme changes, strategy schemes.
Yeah.
Those are the things they've been changing around.
Yeah.
So I do think the Rhinos are going to win this, but I do think the Piranhas are the best in the league right now. And the Rhinos are going to have to give them all they got. But they do have what it takes as long as everything does, of course, fall into place. Best team in the league, I think the Piranhas, man. Third best offense, second best defense, scoring a lot of points, 3-1 in the record, and pretty good turnover differential. Same as the Gators with 1 going for us.
The last team to hold the second best and the third best when it comes to offense and defense was last year, and that team went all the way to the championship and won, and that was the Dragons, finishing with the second and third best on offense and defense. So the Piranhas definitely are trending that way, and I'm definitely going to agree with you that the Piranhas get the win here, especially now that the Rhinos aren't here. They lose big. I'm just kidding. No, they don't lose big. I think it's a really close game, but I think Alonzo Graham is going to be the difference here.
I think the Rhinos are going to win. If they pull up the proper scheme, I think they have this game. I really do. And as for the score, I'm thinking something more like 21-28.
let's go into the last game
For the
here,
Rhinos.
and we'll wrap up the show. We're already 19 minutes in, so let's talk this last game. Cobras 0-4, and the Dragons 1-3. Some of the worst offense by the Dragons and the worst defense by the Cobras facing each other is the story of the game. Unfortunately, can these Cobras turn this back around in time, and is this a must-win for these two teams, Vipers?
For me, this has to be the gladiator game of the week here. Like, both of these teams, I gotta see everything they got in this game. Like, their whole season, their franchise is on the line here. One team's 0-4, the other one's 1-3, not that far behind, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Dragons with a win could find themselves right close to a playoff spot, right?
Yeah.
Cobras one win could get them back in a conversation, you know what I mean? But they need to start trending in the right way, and like they need to at least go down swinging, if anything. Like they need to put up a fight here in this game.
Yeah.
We haven't seen nothing from them all season, and they gotta. This is a game of pride. They gotta show pride here.
Yeah, I expect them to come out hard, the Cobras. I see the Dragons kind of going on a downtrend. But the Cobras were showing some light in the last two games, with Charles Hackett having a really good game on the ground, and with their wide receiver Brian Williams really stepping up for them. I'm really excited about the Cobras because they're still playing well, but they're losing close games, where these Dragons, man, they let up 52 points. They let up huge points against the biggest blowout in CSFL history was against the Piranhas 2 weeks ago, and letting up 41 points to 14, 41 to 14. Like the Dragons are in trouble. But like you said, if they can get a win here, they could definitely rewrite the history and come in at like an 8th seed and be a really scary, team that could upset some high numbers. Go ahead, Gators. How do you see this game playing out?
If the Dragons win this game, they're not just heading for 8th spot. I think if they win this game, they're going to switch the script completely and start going up to the 4th, 3rd even spot. But the Cobras know what they have in front of them. They're 0-4. They've got a big struggle ahead of them. But when it comes to the Dragons, this is more of a must-win for the Dragons, because this could put their whole season in the drain if they don't win this. They have the worst offense, and they're going against the worst defense. If they can't show up against the worst-rated defense, maybe they've earned that low spot in the seed.
That's
That's all I got to say about that. Low scoring game. I think 16 to maybe 20. Like, that's what I'm looking at here.
Wow, that is a very, very good point about that offense has to show up this week. But yes, again, thank you so much, guys, for making the time for being here. And if you made it this far in the show, thank you so much for watching the show. Enjoy the games this weekend in the Week 5. Good luck to all the owners, and enjoy the games. And if you want to join the CSFL, get a hold of one of the owners and join our Discord and join the league. Hey, thanks again, guys, for being here. Good luck. Week 5.
One thing quick.
Go ahead.
I just want to welcome Alex Campbell to the Vipers. And just everybody on league, you better have your eyes open. You're about to see Campbell make some noise.
That a boy. Love it.
4 corner.
And then drops the mic. And then he drops the mic. He's out. Hey.